So let's begin with our first MozFest update. Now that MozFest 2021 has officially kicked off, you might be wondering, how do I actually MozFest? Well, to help you with that, we have a special video created together with the MozFest community. So let's take a look at a short clip.
Welcome to MozFest. We are honored and proud to welcome so many of you into the MozFest community.
A very short clip. If you would like to see more, catch the full video on the live stream, and instructions can also be found on the MozFest Plaza schedule page. So check that out. And if during the festival any questions come up, don't hesitate to contact the help desk. You can reach them through our Slack channel using #help or on Twitter using #MozHelp, or you could send a good old-fashioned email to festival@mozilla.org. Well, switching to MozFest Online is exciting, but it requires us to rethink some aspects of how we interact with each other. So to make sure that everyone has the best experience possible, we've created a list of instructions that we encourage late for an extended period of time. Oh, you got a little group. Yeah, it was an incredible group. Everyone stuck with us for the long 30 seconds, Bob, was it? I love it. Your hands around. That's very nice. Yeah, more about this group photo later, how other people can also participate. But one last question for you, Bob. What does your schedule look like? Are you going for back-to-back sessions 2 weeks straight, or what's the plan?
Yeah, so I'm popcorning throughout the whole thing. I definitely am going to catch whatever's live. I know when you go to click on a session, sometimes it's sold out. You should know that there'll be tickets that are released on the day of, so come back. And
Nice pro tip.
and so I'm really trying to um, I invited everybody to check out the nooks and crannies of MozFest, and I'm hoping to do the same. So maybe I'll see some folks in spatial chat.
Nice. That's good. You're keeping it a little open. Sarah, you have any strategy for this MozFest? And yeah, I'm definitely going to spend a lot of time in the art and media space. There's a lot of things that you can dip into on demand. Some incredible films and some incredible artworks. And then, if I spot an artwork, I'll check to see if the artist is giving a talk in the schedule, because quite a lot of them are, or maybe doing hosting and meeting in spatial chat. So that's kind of my trick, is to go between the on-demand and then see what's available when I have the time to check in. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining today with us in the studio, and enjoy the rest of the festival. Bye. And you've just maybe heard this in the opening circle, but we would love to make an online group photo with you. So please be your selfie and upload your photo on the Miro board. And the link is over here. And we've also added some printable flags to make your selfie a little bit more MozFest. And then, to all the facilitators watching, we'd love to invite you to be creative and create your own poster. And you can share the posters with us through Twitter or on Slack to promote your session. Behind me, you now see the poster of Lynn Daly. A New Zealand man of Asian descent had his passport photograph rejected when face recognition software registered his eyes as being closed. And when the person in the photo is a white man, the software is right 99% of the time. But the darker the complexion, the more errors arise. And in this world where we're constantly surrounded by technology and everybody uses it, it is of great importance that this technology is designed by people of all genders and all races. And so I'm meeting with Deborah Carter. She is fighting against inequality in the tech industry. So Deborah, you're fighting inequality in the tech world. Do you think this problem is rooted in discrimination, or do you think it's more a problem of ignorance?
Discrimination is a hard word. I think that's not the word. I think that it is more inequality. So you've got kids in this world who don't even have access to a computer in their house. They don't have access to software. So the tools that they need to actually to master tech, to understand it, and to be able to solve problems with it, they don't even have that. So that is the start of the inequality. So it's not necessarily discrimination. I can't say outright, but it's inequality.
And so what are you doing to fight this problem?
So I basically represent two organizations. The first one is called New Tech Kids, and we actually are a tech education academy which teaches kids in primary school. And we teach them the foundation of technology, computer science, and also technological innovation. What does that mean? My second hat is as managing director of a nonprofit here called Preparation Tech. So what we found with New Tech Kids was that, okay, it's great to educate kids and give them computer science education, but then they have to, in high school, think about what they want to do for their career and their study path. And often they just don't know what they can do with tech skills. So Preparation Tech is an interview series where I talk to people working in all kinds of fields, in industries that intersect with technology. So not just like a programmer, but actually an engineer who works on farming robots, or lawyers who basically help companies protect their tech intellectual property, or nurses who every day have to use these machines and equipment powered by computers. So those are kind of the two ways that I think that I'm contributing to getting more people
pyramids or Big Ben or the Leaning Tower of Pisa using SketchUp, and they'll make their own 3D scale model. Amazing! And when did you start with designing in 3D yourself? Is it something you've been doing all your life? Yeah, my dad is an architect, so when I'd be at his work, I'd use SketchUp and I'd make models of my own house or my school, and I'd take it to show my teachers. And since then, I've been using it more and more. And now I create visuals for my parents' architecture company and things like that. Wow, you're making me feel insecure about what I've accomplished in my life. But it does sound a bit complicated. Can anybody join your workshop, or do you need some experience with SketchUp or with designing? No, anyone can join. We'll start with the basics, the tools, how to create a square, how to fill in colours, and even people with more experience can join, as the landmark they create can be anything simple from a pyramid to something more complicated like the Taj Mahal. Okay, well, people know what to do now, so thank you, Elise, and have fun with your session. If you would like to join Elise, the session starts tonight at 7:15 p.m. European time. So be there. Bye. Thank you. And now moving on to the daily Wrangler pitch, which is a part of our program where we call in with one Wrangler who prepared an elevator pitch for us about his space and basically tells us why we should join it. And today our first pitch, we've got Chris Hartgerink to tell us more about sustainability. He will get a maximum of 1 minute and 30 seconds. So Chris, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna count you off.
I'm Chris.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to be official. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the goal with the sustainability space is we because ultimately we have to think about tech and the climate crisis together, because the value of a censorship-resistant internet isn't clear if it comes at the cost of the climate. But also, we don't want to move towards a dystopia in which we mitigate the climate crisis by, say, increasing surveillance. So by bringing this dialogue to the Mozilla Festival, we hope that groups of people who previously wouldn't meet or wouldn't talk about these issues may now start talking about these issues, and these are very diverse. So we have sessions ranging from the carbon footprint of training AI models to our right to repair the products that we buy instead of just throwing them out. And I'm definitely not doing all of those topics justice because there's much, much more in there. So I recommend you check out the schedule, and specifically the sustainability space. And hopefully I'll see you at one of the sessions.
Very nice! And stop the time! You did it exactly in 1 minute! Very nice, Chris. This was a really good start.
A bit of preparation goes a long way.
Wow! Yeah, you can tell. Was perfect. You set the bar very high for the other wranglers this coming weeks. So enjoy MozFest, and thanks for joining in the show. Bye, Chris. And with that being said, we've come to the end of today's MozFest studio. But don't worry, because in the upcoming 2 weeks we will be here every day, every weekday, with a new episode to keep you updated on the ins and outs of MozFest. I would also like to remind you that this year's MozFest is designed to let you enjoy the festival